is happening? You are back listening and watching to the Alternative Facts Podcast, episode 71. 71. It's your boy, you.
What's up, people? It's your boy, BarZ.
We're a little light on the attendance, but we got people coming through real soon.
Everybody.
Well, you know, we got Danger coming through, and I got somebody else coming through as well. Okay. But for the time being, how are you doing? First of all, before we get into anything else,
brother. I can't complain, man. I'm all right. What about you? That's a nice background you got.
It's a little something, man. You know, the wifey hooked me up. She was noticing that I was a little apprehensive about using the backgrounds that she has because they were very feminine.
Okay.
So she's like, let me hook you up. I was like, I appreciate that. That's nice.
Give you some rainbow. I'll take it.
Yeah, but it's a brick wall though. It's like graffiti.
Yeah, it's a hard rainbow.
Yeah, rainbow. There we go. I like that shirt, man. Y'all crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
that's kind of a dedication to the WTF topic that you got.
A WTF topic to this cancel culture and everything. Y'all crazy.
Crazy. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's jump right into the cancel culture talk.
Let's do it.
What's first on your list when it comes to cancel culture? Because cancel culture.
I mean,
because it's ridiculous right now.
Everything's been canceled so far in 2021. You know, we can jump right into the Pepe Le Pew thing.
Yeah, man.
As we all know, Space Jam 2 is getting ready to come out soon.
Mm-hmm. But I'm strangely looking forward to it too.
I think it's actually going to be pretty good. I'm interested because of the storyline and the fact there's going to be more than just Looney Tunes within.
Yeah, it's going to be the entire Warner Brothers vault, from what I understand.
Yeah, which is interesting. So this kind of bothered me a little bit. Not so much because they took Pepe Le Pew out of the film.
Okay,
I feel like he wasn't necessarily needed for it. He was in the first one. He is an iconic Looney Tune character, but there are so many of them that where he may not be missed.
Well, did you hear about what the scene was?
Yeah, the scene was him at a bar or something like that, talking to a waitress, spitting game at a waitress, trying to do what he does as Pepe Le Pew. Yeah. And LeBron James talks to him and lets him know that, hey, guy, you're kind of being a little rapey.
He says that.
I mean, basically, he tells him like, that's not how you talk to women. That's not how you treat women, type of thing. So it's like, if that's the angle you went with in the movie,
then why didn't you keep it?
Exactly. Why wouldn't you keep it? Why wouldn't you educate kids? You know, if us adults who have been groomed to appreciate this character, and not necessarily recognizing or realizing he is a little bit rapey. I mean, obviously the cat isn't welcoming to his oncomings or whatever like that, But
my thing is this, because I don't know if you're familiar with comedian Ryan Davis, right?
Okay.
He did this video where he was like, well, what if that's how skunks are? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if that's how skunks are in his culture? And what if the female skunks are, receptive to how he would normally act? And because it's a cat, the cat doesn't like it.
Exactly.
And that's why he behaves the way he behaves. I actually did a video on this too.
I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, for me, it's like, yeah, it wasn't consensual. Yeah, she didn't like it, but at no point was he ever violent. He was always romantic. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to look at it and say, oh yeah, Pepe Le Pew should be canceled. Especially when you got the other picture I sent you.
Yes.
Especially when you have characters like your boy from Family Guy, who
to be honest with you, that's actually a whole lot worse.
Who preys on young children, boys.
Yes. And he's on week after week.
You know what I'm saying?
And nobody bats an eye.
So, I mean, I do feel like this cancel culture thing is very picky and choosy. And I don't want to bring it into a race thing, but Pepe is black. He is black.
You got a point. You got a point. Yeah.
As silly as it may sound, I mean, yeah. You got, between.
No, I did a video about this very topic too.
Yeah, I saw.
Like we need to know where to draw the line. You know what I mean? Because, like I said in I said in my other video, Cruella de Vil has a whole movie coming out, and nobody's saying a word.
They don't give a damn about animal
crimes. What crimes did she commit just to get a fur coat?
Yeah, kidnapping, animal cruelty. You know what I mean?
Come on,
it's a lot. It's a lot. I found
very selective.
I found a list of things that have been canceled so far in 2021.
Oh man!
All right.
Okay.
Interesting enough, cannibalism has been canceled in 2021.
So you mean to tell me cannibalism wasn't canceled before?
Probably not. But is it fair to cancel cannibalism? Isn't that a cultural thing?
Huh.
Maybe in some countries.
Well, you are kind of walking a fine line, but I guess you do have kind of a point.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
What else? Of course, you got the different foods. Aunt Jemima's been canceled. Uncle Ben's rice has been canceled.
So wait a minute. So now let me ask you this: has the rice itself been canceled, or has the character been just removed?
Well, I'm hearing that the actual brand of that rice has been canceled. Now, Aunt Jemima, I'm not sure. I know they changed the syrup. I'm not sure about the pancake box, but the syrup is some other shit, which sounds like a slave plantation.
It's like a long name, of.
It sounds like a slave plantation anyway. Dr. Seuss, they're canceling Dr. Seuss books and stories. Like, I don't understand.
I feel like instead of canceling things, educate what's right and what's wrong and keep it moving. Not everything needs to be canceled. With Pepe Le Pew, if they kept that lesson in there of, this is what you do and don't do when dealing with, somebody that you're trying to get to know, then, not to mention they're fictional, right? So can't you just write some special script to change who they are? Make Pepe Le Pew go, you know what? I am no longer pursuing that like this. Some stupid like that.
It's something crazy. It would make sense because, like you said, they are fictional. They're created. We created these characters, so we have the ability to change them. I don't get the whole Dr. Seuss thing. None of the characters are in color. Like, I mean, they're in color, but they're not like they're green and orange and blue, and they're fucking who's.
They're who's. Like how? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. They're really selective as to what they allow. Like, what's another one? Foghorn Leghorn, the chicken.
Yes.
To me, that was racist. Listen, I say, listen, boy. That's racist. Nobody said anything about that.
That's slave trader. Actually, I have a list of Looney Tunes that they think should be canceled but haven't been canceled yet, and he's on that list.
I think Speedy Gonzalez is on that list too.
Speedy Gonzalez is on that list.
Right.
For cultural appropriation. Bugs Bunny is on that list.
Word?
For two reasons. Portraying a cross-dresser. And
so wait a minute. Hold on now. So we're gonna cancel Bugs Bunny for cross-dressing, but Tyler Perry goes away scotch-free.
Hey man, we pick and choose. For Bugs Bunny's a cross-dresser and he does bullying.
Bugs Bunny bullies?
Elmer Fudd.
So we're gonna cancel Bugs Bunny for that reason. But Tom and Jerry got a whole movie out, and Jerry, believe it or not, is actually the bully. Jerry's an asshole. Jerry is a jerk, yo. I can't stand him.
They feel like Elmer Fudd should be canceled because of his betrayal of people with speech impediments.
Well, then Porky Pig should be too.
Porky Pig's on that list.
But check it out. What they did was they took in the modern iterations of the Looney Tune cartoons, for some strange reason, they took away Elmer Fudd's gun.
Yes.
As censorship. But guess what they gave him in replacement of it?
What did they give him?
A sickle. So instead of shooting your victims, you're gonna stab them to death and make the death that much more grueling and longer to take place.
Right. I
don't get it, man.
So guess why they want to cancel Marvin the Martian?
Oh God, because he's black.
Blackface.
Okay. Okay.
I feel
so if they can cancel Marvin the Martian, then they can cancel Popo from Dragon Ball Z. Because that is blatant. Not only is he black, but he got big red lips and big ears.
Right, the red lips and all. I feel like
and then Miss Piggy. They want to cancel Miss Piggy because she's abusive.
The only thing that should really be canceled in cancel culture, especially when it comes to animation and children activities, it should be the adults. The adults should be canceled. Let these kids enjoy childhood. I mean, we were able to enjoy childhood. Let's not grow up now and ruin it for the kids coming up.
Because nobody came to us and was like, hey, don't watch this character because this is what he promotes. We're not thinking about what he promotes. Yeah. We're watching a cartoon and we're laughing because of stuff that we see on screen that is just entertaining. We're not thinking any deeper than that.
Exactly. And if you're an adult and you still watch Saturday cartoons, then grow the fuck up and enjoy the cartoons for what they are, or just stop watching them.
Exactly. Enjoy the cartoons for what they are. And here's my thing, right? I feel like certain cartoons should be classified as cartoons, and this is just me personally, and certain cartoons should be classified as animated features, right? Mm-hmm. Because animated features to me is stuff like, the Justice League, Batman Beyond, X-Men, right. Spider-Man. Those are animated features to me. Right. When you start crossing over into Looney Tune and SpongeBob territory, that's a cartoon.
Yeah, definitely that.
So, but yeah, man, this cancel culture thing is getting way out of hand. And what is it going to take for people to be like, okay, now you're going overboard. You need to stop.
Man, I have no idea. Because just when you think, it's like, all right, you guys are getting ridiculous. Then the next week, something even more ridiculous is canceled. Mm-hmm. So y'all are just bored at this point.
It's like you're looking for things. You're looking for things purposely to get rid of when it hasn't really been that harmful to anybody.
Yeah. I go back and watch, shows that we used to watch as kids, like, Rocko's Modern Life and Ren and Stimpy.
Oh man, those were bad.
Horrible.
Yo, Ren 2021 and Rocko's Modern Life were bad. Did you see that? Did you see I saw a YouTube video where they were talking about how Rocko used to work for a sex line, a phone sex line, and accidentally got on the phone with his neighbor.
Yep, Mr. Toad.
but that's okay though.
At that time, it was. Rocko's not on TV right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but didn't he land a Netflix deal?
He did land a Netflix deal. He did land a Netflix deal, but it was Netflix.
Yeah, you're right. It
was Netflix. They're not canceling Big Mouth.
Oh no, yeah, Big Mouth. Yeah, I got you. Big Mouth is like if Big Mouth was mainstream. Oh Lord.
Right. Exactly.
Oh Lord. Exactly. Worse than Family Guy.
1,000 times worse than Family Guy.
Because what was the
awkward watching Big Mouth sometimes? It's basically about child.
Absolutely, the first episode I ever watched, there were penises running all over the basketball court. What? And that's how you start the season.
It's like cartoon child porn.
Yes, it's ridiculous. And you know what? This is a really good segue to our next topic, which is cartoon sexuality. Let's talk about this.
Oh man,
we definitely need to talk about this.
We can start again. Space Jam, Lola Bunny. I'm pissed. I'm furious. I'm not gonna lie.
I am too.
Lola was one of my favorite characters out of Space Jam, and not because she was fine as hell, but because she was.
But in all fairness, Lola Bunny was fine.
She definitely was. If I had a cartoon crush back in the day, it was Lola Bunny. And for y'all to go and change her, you took her from a 10 to a 6.
Yeah, it's like this is not the Lola that I grew up with.
It's like high school Lola versus 10-year reunion Lola.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah.
Is it really necessary? You could have just kept Lola the same. And what was their reasoning? They were saying, oh, because we want Lola to be looked at as an amazing, strong female character and not be looked at for her looks and her sexuality. So we make her less attractive. Come on.
Right. So what is it? What is that sending? What is that sending to the young women? That you can't be beautiful and strong?
I was gonna say you're not allowed to be beautiful and strong. So you have to be one or the other.
Right.
You have to be straight, like an average. You got to be a 6 in order to be classified as a strong female character because you're not allowed to look good.
In order to be respected and taken seriously, you got to be average looking with great personality qualities or features.
Yes. I think it's very sad.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And like we were talking about the canceling and the different characters that should be canceled and stuff like that. Or even the same with sexuality. You look back at certain shows. I think I sent you a couple more pictures. Certain shows where the subliminal messages.
Okay. So which one we? Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. We got some comments. Let's read these comments real quick before we get to that picture. She looks the same, just a different outfit.
Nah.
Okay. No. I want you to look very carefully. Look very carefully. Please look very carefully. I'm gonna. Hold on. Okay. I want you to look at her, and I want you to look at her. I want you to look very closely. And what do you notice about her without being too creepy? There's a clear difference.
There's a clear
in both Lolas. I'm just saying.
Clear difference.
I'm just saying.
Those compression shorts are not sexy.
Yeah, they're not. They're she don't look the same. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to get borderline, weird with it. I was
having a conversation, and you could just throw. I think I got a Powerpuff Girls picture in there somewhere, something like that. Having a conversation about some of the subliminals and old cartoons and stuff, and Powerpuff Girls specifically, they had.
Wait! The comment. Yes, thank you. She went from thick eyes, save lives, to sticks. Don't do. That's what that's what it changed. It's ridiculous. Let's go to some of these other pictures that are within this topic, because I really can't. Hold up. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go here. All right, talk to me. Describe what we are looking at right now.
All right. Well, we know this is Rugrats. Can you read that label on the pack of gummy worms?
Hold up. No, they didn't. Did that say come like wow? What come like squirmy? Is that what it says?
Come like something. Gummies or something. I don't know, something. But
so wait a minute. So okay. So let me try to defend them. Let me try to defend the animators. They might have been trying to say gum-like, and maybe their G isn't that pronounced.
Okay.
Therefore, that's why the G looks like a C.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only defense that I can come up with.
Yeah, we can go.
Either way, it looks bad. It looks really bad.
I mean,
what are babies doing with bags that say "come" on them? Makes no sense.
I mean, it comes as no surprise. We've heard stories of animators, putting shit like this within their cartoons as jokes, or just to see if it makes it past the editing room or whatever like that. And a lot of times they do. Especially.
Hold on, we got Mitch Savage coming in.
Yeah.
Mitch Savage, what's happening?
What's going on?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. How y'all doing, man?
All right, all
Hey,
right.
we can't complain, man. We're talking about cancer culture and questionable cartoons that we've seen in the past, and we came across this picture that BarZ brought up. And read what that bag says that Tommy Pickles has in his hand.
Come like what? What does that say?
It looks like it says "come like squirmies," right?
Come like squirmies.
Yeah. Your thoughts?
I mean, Rugrats ain't been on the air in how long?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you can't cancel them now.
No, you definitely can't cancel them now.
I think
we thinking about all the old cartoons. They used to have all those subliminals in them, you know. And I was getting ready to talk about like Powerpuff Girls.
All right, let's talk about it.
Watch Powerpuff Girls. I used to back in the day. That was my shit. I'm not gonna lie. But Powerpuff Girls, you know, they had the character of the mayor, Mr. JoJo.
Yes,
JoJo. I don't remember if you remember the villain, him.
Oh yeah,
the villain him. That was the red. Right, that was the red guy, girl. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know what it was either.
It wore high heels. It had a skirt on, but it had a beard too. But you know, things like that was put into, you know, just our generation as kids watching that type of stuff. So I wonder, you know, if those things have an actual effect on us mentally. You know what I mean? SpongeBob. You talk about wait, it was another one.
There's a couple of them, man. Mitch, what are some examples of animated shows back in the day that you look at now as an adult and you say, damn, that's actually kind of inappropriate?
I mean, there's a plethora of them actually, because our generation wasn't that sensitive, and the parents weren't either. Like, I think I like Dexter's Laboratory.
That is that part. Continue, please. That was beautifully put.
You don't have to actually even go with the cartoons. You can go with like some of the shows like That's So Raven and Drake and Josh. You can go even further into saying iCarly and stuff like that. It has a whole lot of innuendos that you can construe to be something else, but you usually don't take it as anything more as just a joke for the parents that have to sit there, really.
Right. You know, and that's usually what it was. It was something for, you know, it was little things for the adults in there that they would catch, but the kids weren't going to catch.
They do that in Disney movies all the time.
You know,
to this day,
all the time.
So now I feel like our generation is kind of being some suckers by growing up, rewatching these things, and saying, "Oh, I can't believe we watched these as kids. Oh, let's ruin it for these other kids and cancel that shit."
Let's ruin everybody's childhood.
Yeah, they can't enjoy it like we enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I never, but I guess I don't know, man. It even goes with like violence in movies and people blaming rap music for, you know, some of the shit that they do, you know, in the streets and shit like that. It's like, you know, that's all a mental thing, man. I've never watched something and it made me want to do some shit unless it was like sports or
if you really,
I might have tried to, you know, jump a BMX bike or something like that, maybe hurt myself.
No, but if you really think about it, that argument that they were making about video games making people want to get violent, it's actually counterproductive in my opinion. I feel like because they're on the video games, they won't do it in real life because they have the video game outlet to do it on.
Right.
That's where they get to release all their tension, release it on the game. You want to kill some people, kill some fictional animated characters on the game, because if you're doing that, you get it out of your system and you don't kill anybody in real life.
Right.
That's how I see it. You know?
I think it was when you remember a while ago when that guy did the mass shooting at a Walmart.
Yeah.
And that was the main narrative that they tried to push, is that he was an avid video game player.
Nah,
so that was the reason that he went into Walmart. And I was like, I like Walmart. I play video games. I ain't never thought about going to go in here and mess up my neighborhood Walmart. And I shop in for groceries every week.
Exactly. The excuses that people come up with are ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Since we're talking about video games, we probably go into the Myers Leonard topic.
Okay. You pull up the photo when you take this banner off. But no, set us up.
Oh, okay. Miss Savage, I don't know. You watch basketball, man?
Not really.
Not really? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I'm a huge Heat fan. My brother G here, you know.
I apologize for him being a Heat fan.
He's a horrible Knicks fan. But we like to go back and forth a lot about sports. But unfortunately, I got to bite the bullet this week because one of my Heat players, he's kind of in some hot water. Myers Leonard, he was playing Call of Duty. He's very active on Call of Duty. He does live streaming and whatnot. And he got caught up in a moment where he got into how Call of Duty could be, going back and forth. You got people talking shit on the mic. You know what I mean? And you might say some things like your mother trash or daddy not around or some shit like that. But nah, he took it even further and he used a racial slur. And
God.
The slur that he used, it was not the N-word. It was not the N-word. I actually think if he had used the N-word, he might have got away with it over the word that he posted.
Wait, what the heck did he say that was worse than the N-word?
So, okay, listen, if we got anybody watching who is of the Jewish descent or community, I apologize in advance, but the term that he used was kike. Okay? Yeah, he said kike.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know,
that'll do it. That'll do it.
That's
unfortunately for him, Jews run the world. Like
they run
their money is in everything.
Yeah.
The president of the NBA is Jewish. Like so he said this word and he said it, he's like, I didn't even know what it meant. I was just in the moment, I just said something. But that's not one of those words you just say.
Yeah, that's a very specific word.
You gotta reach deep for that because you don't hear that regularly. You don't even hear that in movies.
As a matter of fact, like I could argue that a lot of people in this generation probably aren't familiar with the term.
Right, at all.
That's probably the fifth time I heard it.
Yeah, in your whole lifetime, right?
Yeah. So for Myers Leonard, he's been fined $50,000. He had to stay away from all NBA activity. He said,
that's hilarious.
He's been turned away from all NBA activities for a week. And that's pretty much that. But what's interesting though? So following this incident, immediately he's had other people reach out to him, people who aren't in the NBA. NFL players such as Julian Edelman from the Patriots, he reached out to him. He's like, hey, man, I don't know you. We've never spoken, but, I heard about this situation, and I feel like you said this word because you weren't educated on its history, and I would love to, come to Miami and, maybe we go have lunch with a couple of Jewish people and, we could sit around and we could talk about this.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Where's that energy for everyone else who's ever had an issue?
Exactly.
Who's ever said anything wrong or disrespectful?
Exactly.
Boy,
they didn't do Nick Cannon like that.
Nick Cannon. Why didn't they do Nick Cannon like that?
You know what I'm saying? We can't get taken out the lunch and be educated. Now we got to get canceled. We got to get taken off the air. You know what I mean? Situations like that. So I thought that was really interesting. It's not a whole lot more behind it. He got his fine. He's still on the NBA team. We probably won't keep him. Hopefully we don't. But I don't know if any. I'm sure somebody will pick him up. You know, it's just one of those situations. But I just thought it was real interesting to hear other white players come out, and a lot of Jews actually, you know, have come out also behind them and want to educate them as opposed to vilify them. You know,
as I feel everybody should be granted that opportunity to be educated.
Yeah,
you know? I mean,
I'm not mad at the fact that they want to educate them.
I'm mad that we didn't get educated for certain things that we got wrong.
You know,
we just get reprimanded immediately. We don't get no free dinner, nothing. It's messed up.
I do have a question.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I do have a question. That picture that you just showed of him, was that after the fact of the? Or was that just a random picture?
Like
that picture did look like, damn, I shouldn't have said that shit.
That was a random pic. I looked for it. I wanted to find something where he looked like he was ashamed of himself. So that's the impression you got, and it worked.
It looked like it.
It looked like he could be responsive to what's been going on.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's switch gears here, right? We have two very popular women that are now newly single.
Yep.
Let's talk about it. What pick you want me to put up first, sir? The Kim K or the rings?
Let's go with the Kim K.
Okay.
What? When this happened?
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah. I mean, we know. Well, Mitch didn't know, but last week it became official that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are officially getting divorced. They're splitting up. I mean, I think it was bound to happen, man. I'm happy for Kanye. I hope this means the music gets better.
Is it every individual that gets with either a Jenner or a Kardashian, they go crazy. They go off the deep end.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush, Lamar Odom. It's just been all the way bad.
Yeah. I don't know. They broke up.
Can't blame them.
I guess not. You know, I heard Kim Kardashian. She's dating what's the guy? Van Jones. Van Jones. That's the dude. CNN, right?
Stop.
I get Van Jones.
You talking about the dude that cried when
yes.
Biden got elected?
Yes. Supposedly that's
Van Jones.
That's who she's coming up with.
Wait a minute. How did he slide into Kanye's slide? How did that happen?
I mean, you know, maybe Kanye, you know, during his mental breakdown, whatnot, left room.
Okay, so now I want everybody to watch him very closely. Okay, I want to see if he has one of those mental breakdowns as well. And then if that happens, we know Kardashians and Jenners are toxic for your relationships.
That's what it is.
Right, that's crazy. Van Jones?
That's what they say. So really, you know, I just kind of threw Kim K into this topic. But my favorite part of this is probably going to be what Jay's about to show you with the rings first.
Yes, let's do that.
J-Lo and A-Rod are now supposedly broken up. If you guys are familiar, J-Lo and A-Rod, they got engaged last year. You know, and J-Lo, she runs through them. She gets through them. She runs through them. She does quite a bit of collecting of engagement rings. She has a nice stash, I'm sure.
So wait, so she's kept every single one of those rings.
I don't know if she's kept them or not, but she's been engaged that many times.
Look at Mrs. Thanos. Yes,
that many times, huh?
Look at Mrs. Thanos.
Right. And
collecting all the Infinity Stones.
The next picture is
oh yeah. Let me jump on that. That was perfect timing, actually.
Right. She's collected all the Infinity Stones. from every high profile relationship that she's been in, she's officially the ultimate Avenger, and she has collected all the Infinity Stones.
Man. She's finna snap her fingers and start her music career back up.
I think that's why she's gonna snap.
So at this point, man, is it J-Lo? It's got to be J-Lo.
At this point, yeah.
Like that's too many. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you gotta put J-Lo, Kim Kardashian, and Halle Berry all in the same box. Like they can't.
Do you think it's because they're indecisive, or if they're just trying to fill some void that can't be filled? Like, what do you think it could be in her case?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Are their fathers around? Is that a thing?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know Kim's is not. I know that was a dark joke, but no, he's definitely not around right now. I don't know about J-Lo and Halle Berry's situation.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to.
Don't cancel me for laughing.
Oh man, you know what? That's a question. Can podcasts have ever been canceled? Because I know podcasts operate in a different medium. Because we're not really hard. Many networks.
It might be very hard to cancel. It probably depends on if we were somewhere like iHeart or something like that. We might have gotten canceled a while ago. It's possible.
Yeah, I just in hindsight I realized how mean spirited of a joke that was. And I apologize.
But it was funny.
It was a perfect joke.
Yeah.
I apologize to everyone in advance because hey, man, I'm hoping that in the future I get sponsorships for certain things that we want to do in the future, and I don't want to mess that up.
Nah. Leave it to me. I'll figure it out. It's cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't think when you win, we all win.
Hey, man, that sounds good. That sounds good. All for one and one for all.
Yeah, man. We got some movies going.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Google just decided to input herself in this conversation. Oh. Hey, Google, can you be quiet, please?
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Jeez. It's out of nowhere. Anyway. Now keep in mind, I don't want to be too mean to the AI because I've seen way too many Terminator and Matrix films.
Listen,
Black Mirror.
Next. You seen the show Next?
No.
It's about an AI system that's been hacked. And yeah, it's taking over a city type of thing. It's a Fox show. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, it took over a whole city?
Yeah.
Okay, well, since we're talking about since we're strolling into a TV and movie territory, let's start this off right. Did you guys see the what's it called? That movie Boss Level?
Yes.
I haven't.
I just watched it today.
What'd you think?
So it reminded me of a couple of different films mashed up in one. So Mitch, if you haven't seen it, it's basically this dude that wakes up every morning and keeps on getting assassinated the same exact way every day until he does something different. It's kind of like Groundhog Day meets Shoot 'em Up mixed with a little bit of Deadpool humor.
Yeah. Very extreme, very over the top, but pretty good.
I was surprised. I thought it was just going to be one of those, But this movie actually held my attention the entire time. And then, of course, highlighting his fatherhood as well was like, that's a nice little touch. You got a little something for everybody.
Right? Yeah, I thought it was good. It started to get a little when it started to get a little bit repetitive, they end up switching it up just in time. So it actually worked out pretty good. But yeah, Mitch, if you haven't seen it, man, check it out. I think, what is it, Amazon Prime?
No, it's on Hulu, I think.
Hulu, okay, Hulu.
I got to check it out.
If you have other means of checking movies out without paying for those subscriptions, and I'd highly recommend using that and finding it on there.
No, that was good. Judas and the Black Messiah was powerful.
Yes.
Yeah,
everybody see that? Can we get into that?
Mitch, me and BarZ was having this debate the other day, right? Of which of the two actors in that film, Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield, which one of the two do you think had to dig a little deeper and go further when it comes to the acting side of their roles? Who do you think had more of a hurdle to cross in their movie?
Oh man, I think I'd have to go with Daniel. Lakeith, don't get me wrong, Lakeith Stanfield is one of my favorite actors. I want to put that out right away. But he's also one of those actors that's kind of like Denzel or Will or Samuel Jackson, where he can kind of get away with being the same person, but just a different type of variation in every movie.
Okay.
But
all right, BarZ, hear your thoughts.
No, I mean, I hear him. It just hurts because we had that Denzel conversation too. I don't think Denzel plays the same. I don't think Denzel is Denzel in every movie.
Really?
Would you agree that Denzel plays different variations of himself in every movie?
That's not fair.
You see glimpses.
I can go with that.
He's just a dope ass nigga with a lot of dope ass personalities.
And you don't need to be too different in movies when you that dope.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Now, we're not saying that it's a bad thing when it comes to him, because he could do that. He can get away with that. Same thing with Sam Jackson. He can get away with being that same dude that yells and cusses at people because he's upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would have to say that Lakeith, and I think BarZ covered this in our conversation before, Lakeith actually had to act while acting in that movie, if you really think about it.
That's true.
He did.
He
did. I mean, you figured he was an informant. So that as he was doing twice the job, as well as in his personal life, like off screen. In actuality, he was actually battling, playing that role, because he said it went against so many of his, his morals and things that he believes in.
Right.
So it was actually challenging for him to do that every single day. So that's like acting 3 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For one role. I mean, Daniel, he did his thing. He did his thing. He
was very convincing as that person. But for Lakeith to one, play a particular character, and then play that character that's pretending to be somebody else in the movie, that's a whole nother level. That's like Inception acting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I give him much props on that.
Oh yeah, great film.
Very good film. Are there any other films that you may have come across that we should? Oh, TV shows.
Yeah.
So what did you think of? I don't know if you're watching it right now, Mitch. Young Rock and Kenan.
I haven't seen either one of those. I want to see them though. Both of them, actually.
So first let me cover Kenan, right?
Mm-hmm.
First episode was just bad. It was just bad.
Yeah.
It was just
I can't get to the next one.
Don't tell me that now.
Oh no, but here's the thing. I'm giving it a pass because I know in my mind, certain brand new shows need a couple of episodes to gain momentum, because I was at the same place when I was watching Blackish for the first time. Blackish, the first episode was but now it's moved from that to now one of my all-time favorite shows to watch. It's hilarious, right? So I'm like, all right, let me give these new shows like a 3, 4, 5 episode grace period, so they can kind of find its identity, gain its footing, because they have to develop their storyline and turn into the show that they're trying to become, right? So Kenan, first episode was bad. Second episode was a little better. So I'm still holding on to see where it goes. But yeah, first episode was just bad. But that aside, right? Let's shift focus to Young Rock. I have a theory about that show.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys know about predictive programming, correct?
Explain. What do you mean?
Predictive programming, where a movie or a TV show introduces some type of idea or concept in the movie or the TV show.
Okay.
And as we're watching it, we become used to it because we're watching it in that TV show and movie. So then if something like that were to take place in real life, we'd be like, oh, we saw this before because we watched this show or we watched this movie.
Okay.
I think The Rock is trying to set himself up to get into politics because you know how when you're a politician, right? Anytime you get into politics, what's the first thing they do? They dig deep into your background and try to find as much dirt as possible about your past. I think The Rock is getting ahead of that by creating a show talking about all the bad things and good things he's done growing up. Because even in the show, he's talking about running for president, if you really pay attention.
Yeah.
He's talking about running for president, and he's talking about, well, this is what I used to do. Yeah, I shoplifted. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did that. So now if he does run and it does come up, Dwayne will be like, I talked about that in my show already.
Right.
What else you got?
Something we already know. That's actually pretty genius. It's pretty smart. I didn't even think about it like that.
It's very genius.
I just now thought about this. The latest WWE 2K game. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I tried it and played the story mode. And in the story mode, you play as like these two new wrestlers in WWE in the far future. Probably not that far, but in the far future. And in that, you're playing them as they're getting their rewards and they're being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And they get a text from The Rock. And the text is literally something like, hey, The Rock is texting you from the People's White House. And I want to wish you a happy day. This is a momentous day for you, this, that, and the other. But I thought that was funny at first, but I didn't get it. He might be trying to set up for something. He might.
Yo, how crazy would that be if he's actually like doing some brainwashing shit and putting that shit in everyone's minds so that when it does come time.
But you know what though? In today's cancel culture, like we were talking about earlier, you kind of have to do that. You kind of have to get ahead of certain things. Right. Like with Eddie Murphy, when he was talking about coming back to stand up. Notice how before he started coming back, he starts off with an apology about his old material.
Right.
Talks about, that was just such immature stuff, and it's just so bad, and I can't believe I said those things, and I apologize, blah, blah, blah. He said that from jump because he saw what happened to Kevin Hart. So he's like, before I make my comeback, let me apologize about all the things that are politically incorrect that I said in the past before, so I have a clean slate so nobody can be like, oh, you say this and you say that. Be like, yeah, no, I said that already, and I apologized. Because then he was trying to set up for his comeback. He was going to release the movie. Dolomite is his name. Dolomite is my name. And then he was going to go back into stand-up. But then the whole pandemic happened, screwed things up. But that was Eddie Murphy's plan, to get ahead of the cancel culture and kind of, better his chances. So then when he does go back to stand-up, nobody can, shoot him down for past statements. And I think The Rock, if he is in fact running for office in the future, he's doing a really good job laying down the groundwork to be able to be qualified.
Yeah, really.
That's genius.
As far as the show itself, though, I feel like the show's pretty good.
I really like the show.
I couldn't get into Keenan. I tried. I watched the first one. Like you said, the first episode is terrible.
It is.
I did,
but give it a chance. The second episode was way better. The second episode.
I know you say watch it three episodes before I write it off.
Yes.
So I'll try to get into episode 2. But
now, if it's still trash by 3, then hey, I tried.
Yeah.
I tried to throw the bone.
But for The Rock is actually pretty good. I enjoy the storyline, and because I'm a wrestling fan, I appreciate all the wrestling nostalgia and the shit that they have. Andre the Giant, like I couldn't even imagine being in a family with that many wrestlers, and then like your pop's homeboy is Andre the Giant, who comes through regularly. You as a fucking kid, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. That's dope to me.
Now, did you guys enjoy Coming to America, the second one, the new one?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, here's my stance on it. I don't think it's a bad movie. I actually enjoyed watching it. But it's one of those things that you don't necessarily have a strong feeling towards. You're just like, well, that was fun. And then I go to the internet. That's what I usually do when I watch a new show or movie, and go to the internet, see what other people are saying. And people hate this movie. And I honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it's because they compare it to the first one and they're like, it's not that funny, so it's trash, or they just expect it to have the first one in the second one. But I don't know.
I think
where
the expectations
all
were
the
set a little too high, man.
I mean, I think
maybe so.
Expectations too high, and people are just piggybacking off of other people. Really, when it comes to the hate for this movie, like when I first saw the preview for it, the first trailer, I was a little excited for. Second trailer I seen it, I was like, okay, this might be trash. This is probably gonna be trash. So when I watched it, I expected it to be trash. So my expectation was a little bit lower, but to my surprise, it was actually a little bit better. I enjoyed I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed the Pops dying at his funeral. He wanted the funeral before he died, and then him dying at the funeral.
How gangster is that?
That was dope.
That's like the best way to go out. I want that to be the way I go out.
Yo,
have a party for me while I'm here, and then let me die at my party, and then continue to party
on stage while standing up.
Yo, if that nigga would have fell out of the casket, it would have been hilarious.
They should have done that. He should have just.
I thought he was going to like just fell out of the casket, just drop.
No, but okay. So here's my personal assessment of the movie. Right, I acknowledge that the movie wasn't that great. I acknowledge that it wasn't a good movie. At the same time, I can't help but acknowledge how I felt when I watched it. When I watched the movie, I felt good. I was smiling the majority of the time. I was laughing almost the entire time at little things, even if they were just stupid things. I found myself feeling good during the movie, even though the movie was less than perfect. And I think that's kind of what they were shooting for.
So let me ask you this: what about the movie makes you say it's not a good movie?
I think it was toned down. I think it was very watered down from the first one.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, we went from R rating.
We went from the royal penis is clean, Your Highness, to the royal privates are clean. Yeah. I mean, they toned down a lot. I guess because Eddie Murphy is trying to do a very careful approach with his return and his rollout for all of his new stuff, but it was very watered down in comparison to the first one.
I mean,
Eddie, I think Wesley Snipes stole the movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, I mean, Eddie doesn't really make too many rated R movies. The first Coming to America, I mean, it was rated R, but it also could have been PG-13. I think if it had came out today, it might have still been PG-13. Minus the scene with Samuel L. Jackson, who's doing the most cursing in the movie.
That's what we expect.
Yeah, I mean that's really it. But I enjoyed it, man. I saw a lot of people complaining, like, "Oh, why didn't they have it based in New York? Why? That would have been stupid. You basically want a repeat of the first movie. So no, this is the second one. So we went to New York in the first one. Now let's see what Zamunda's like, which I was hoping for. I want to see what Zamunda's like. And they gave us that.
Fun fact, do you know where the majority of that movie was filmed?
I do. Mitch, do you?
I don't.
And he was in the movie. I'll give you a hint there. He was in the movie.
Where?
One of Wesley Snipes' soldiers.
What's up, my boy? Michael Blackson?
Nope.
No.
Is that who you
remember outside? When they were outside. Who was the cameo that showed up outside?
They had the biggest boss.
Rick Ross.
So
Rick Ross is at his house.
Yo,
the majority of the movie was shot at his house.
Word.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Rick Ross lately has been selling permission for people to film stuff at his house because his house, he has that much property.
He's been doing that. He has a 22-room mansion.
22 rooms.
22
the hell do you need 22 rooms for?
280 acres.
Film real estate. You can make a lot of money doing that.
Hell yeah.
Even as a normal person.
You know what I'm saying? You can charge crazy. Per day production, crazy.
Not only that, it's so big, you could have multiple productions going on at once.
Yo, he's sitting on Tyler Perry Studios,
chilling.
That's what. But actually, I was actually impressed with Rick Ross's cameo. Like, I wanted to see more of him.
Right.
He actually did really well for those few seconds. I was like, wait, what you acting on, Ross? Okay.
Yeah.
Who you think?
Bro? Least favorite part of Coming to America 2?
Least favorite part?
What's your least favorite?
Everything involving the son. All of that was corny to me.
Ooh.
All of that was corny to me. I have to find my own path. We saw that already. We saw that with your dad. Give us something different.
I think what they did with his character was less about the son and more about Akeem. I think that's what they basically used the son as a pawn in the plot. So it was almost like he didn't matter, but they were making him matter, which is sad because you could have taken that character a whole new direction, which would have made you like him almost more than Akeem, or at least let the new generation have someone they can relate to.
Well, I think towards the end of the movie they gave you that. But how I looked at Coming to America 1 and 2. Okay, so the first one was about Prince Hakeem becoming a man, learning what he needed to do in order to become a king. He needed to find him a woman who was appropriate enough for the throne or to be next to him, right? Yeah. But he also wanted to please his father in the process. So Coming to America 2, I feel like it was kind of the same storyline. He went to find his son in New York, told his son, listen, you're a king. You have to do kingly things. And his son wanted to uphold that. His son wanted to be that person for his father. And in the same time, Prince Hakeem, or King Hakeem at this point, realizes I'm only repeating the same program that my father did. So now I have to change something up. And I think that was the deeper meaning within the storyline. A lot of people didn't catch. That's why they said the storyline was so weak and so bad. But it's like, if you really think about it, it's kind of the similar storyline of part 1, but with a little bit more,
a little bit of a twist.
Yeah, with a little bit of a twist. I mean, it's still Prince Hakeem wanting to please his father. Before his dad dies, his dad tells him like, "Yo, nigga, you got a son. You need to go get him and teach him how to be a king." And that's
how did they find out? Was it through that old lady Lil Wayne lookalike
Weezy
that had a vision?
Yeah, Weezy F told him. He said, "Hey, you got a bastard son."
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. I was incredibly uncomfortable with all the spitting that she was doing.
Yeah. When he spit on Arsenio, he spit on Arsenio. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah. And the twist is, wasn't that Arsenio?
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
So it's like, oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Danger Felix is in the building.
What? Yo!
What's going on?
Danger, what's going on, bro? Did you get on here too early? Did you finish preparing before you got on the show, or
daylight savings?
I don't know what's happening.
Man, it completely threw me, man. I don't even know what to say. But glad to be here finally.
Yo, Danger hit the group.
Hopefully I didn't miss
it. He's like, I totally forgot it was daylight savings and threw on my schedule. But damn, nigga, really?
Danger Felix, I want to introduce you to Mitch Savage. Mitch Savage, Danger
How you
Felix.
doing, brother? How you doing?
Okay.
I apologize about the conditions in which you're meeting him, Mitch Savage, but I'm
rarely ever this late.
Hey, so Mitch, you remember me telling you how I'm a Heat fan and GQ's a Knicks fan, and of course, as you can see, I'm kind of sandwiched in between here, and I'm glad we were able to get that Heat conversation out the way before he showed up with this shit.
It would have been perfect though.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice he had the hat on.
Hey, so Danger, just to bring you up to speed,
Yeah.
We talked about the cancel culture. We talked about the cartoons and the cartoon sexuality. We talked about J-Lo and Kim K. And we just talked about the movies like Coming to America, Boss Level, Young Rock and Keenan, and Judas and the Black Messiah. So that's where we're at right now. Okay. Is there anything you want to add from those topics before we jump on to some of the other things?
Not really. I mean, Coming to America, man, it was a pleasant surprise. You know what I mean? Amazon kept pushing those trailers, and each trailer seemed to be like cornier and cornier. And I was like, damn, this is going to be bad. Yeah. So, but I wanted to go into it like with an open mind. So when I started watching, I was like, I'm just gonna take it for what it is, not try to tear it apart piece by piece, little details. Overall, I think they did a real good job at, you know, I saw them. They definitely tried to remake the stuff. We saw that they tried to do the dance sequence. They made sure that, you know, they had a lot of those similar things with the outfit that he brought back when he went to New York, right, and all that. So they were doing a lot of recreation, but it was tastefully done. So I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised, man, and really enjoyed that.
What was your least favorite part of the movie?
My least favorite part? Damn, man, that's kind of. I think
maybe my least
favorite part is the fact that Rick Ross was supposed to be in it and didn't have a talking part.
He did.
He said like one thing.
He said what?
He said like one thing, but it was very convincing, that one line that he said.
Do you know how much hype was around this because of Rick Ross? I heard about Coming to America. It was like, oh, Rick Ross with me Coming to America. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm watching the movie, and I didn't even realize until the end. I was like, that's his part. I mean, he got cut out of it.
Like, and his house is in the entire movie.
That's his cameo, if you think about it. His whole property is on the movie.
Oh, a word? That's how we doing things now? So like, if my car shows up in like Bad Boys, just like parked on the street. Oh, that was James. That was Dangerous Camp.
You can't lie. I'm gonna use that. Tell somebody that.
Yo, next time I'm talking to somebody, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna be like, yo, you know my car was in Bad Boys, right? Y'all, right there, right there on college.
I let him use it for the day, you know.
That's crazy.
That was it, man. A lot of good stuff. Judas and the Black Messiah. You know, it's just a lot of good stuff, man. Young Rock was really dope. Keenan, I've only seen 2 episodes.
Oh,
so I want to give that more of a chance. It's not like it's bad. So let me clear up. It's not like it's bad, but I can't definitively say it's good. You know what I mean?
So Danger, would you agree? Because I just told BarZ and Mitch this. Would you agree that at the very least, the second episode was better than the first episode?
Oh yeah. I think that when they try to introduce the show, they came on a really heavy note. Like you don't want to start off. It's a sitcom. You don't want to start no sitcom off with no real stuff. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like SNL started every single episode with somebody getting killed or murdered. Like, you know, it's kind of hard to bring it back.
The first episode started off with a sitcom, and the first episode started off with my wife is dead, and I'm a single parent now. Yeah. That's how we start.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's like, oh, and when is it okay to laugh now? Wait. I think mixing jokes to that. Yeah. So
before we move on to that next topic, now that Danger is here.
Sure.
I think Danger wants to.
Thank you, nigga.
We appreciate it.
Danger, I actually had a shirt on beforehand, but I took it off so I can make the grand entrance. I think if I'm gonna be late and loud, real black.
So, what is this call to action? That you would like us to pay attention to?
So, speaking of like starting on a serious tip. This is the first thing I'm going to talk about while I'm here. Really, is you know, there's been an increase, a real noticeable increase in harassment and physical violence against Asian people here, you know, in America ever since the pandemic started. You know what I mean? Because of the rhetoric with where the flu came from and certain previous presidents who, you know, really try to demonize the place that it came from. But a lot of the people took that about the people that are from that place, you know, which is wrong. So the call to action, man, I just had is for us as all people, really, right? Especially Black and brown people, but all people to come to the aid of our brothers, sisters, cousins, and such. You know what I mean? When you see something that's wrong, you step in to defend them because they can't. They're not in a position to truly defend themselves. And while it can be scary, you know, I implore everyone to have courage and to do it as a team. You know what I mean? So if you have the courage to step out there, that second person sees you and says, "Yeah, we're not going to let this happen." And I actually have a video. I don't know if I sent it to you, G. If not, I'm gonna send it to you. You can play it probably later. That showed actual community of people, and it was like mostly like white people, but there was the small community that had this one Asian family who kept getting harassed. People kept doing stuff like knocking on their doors and then running in the middle of the night, you know, kicking over pots and pans. One of them left like a pornographic magazine, and they have kids. So it was just doing a lot of knucklehead stuff for like a while. And cops kept getting called and stuff. So to the point where they started, as neighbors, they started staking out in front of their house to make sure nothing happened to them. So that's my call to action, man. Let's look out for one another. You know what I mean? Especially with something like this, which is silly. You could be upset at China, where we believe the virus originated from, but you can't be upset at the individual people who just happen to be from there. You know what I mean? Or look like the people from there. So that was it.
Okay. Beautiful, man. Let's talk about some violence. UFC 250.
Good transition.
Okay.
Nice transition, right? What about UFC 259? For those of you that don't know, UFC 259, I believe, happened last Saturday. With the 3 championships that were on the line, and it was a very interesting card, to say the least. I watched it. The 3 main events, I think, is what we're kind of focusing on in this particular case. Danger, I'm gonna throw the ball to you. Take it away, sir.
It's gonna be quick. I'm gonna throw it right back. As my understanding, Amanda Nunes did her thing. She came in and destroyed.
She sure did. She sure did. She sure did.
But Adesanya. And maybe this is the whole thing, because even with UFC, I'm still trying to get acclimated. I'm still trying to get used to how UFC works. Because like in boxing, you expect people to stay undefeated. You expect them to always win, and losing is kind of like a rare occurrence for the most part. I know that's not necessarily the case now in modern day boxing, but for like UFC, it's kind of hard to gauge like the success. You know what I mean? When I see someone like Adesanya, and this is the whole thing where G and the rest of y'all, if y'all watch more UFC, because I really only watch the main events. But when I see Adesanya, I've seen a lot of his events, especially the last like 3 years. If he's on the card, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
And, you know, for him to like lose, like, damn.
See,
like,
you know what, though?
What happened?
Here's the thing, right? He moved up a weight class. He moved up to light heavyweight because he's the middleweight champion right now. He was trying to move up to light heavyweight to capture that belt as well, just as a big FU to John Jones, right? But I think, and this is based on the interview that he gave, he said that he has no excuses. It's just that his defense, Jan Blachowicz, his defense was just way, way better than he anticipated. And the takedowns is what really sealed the deal. Because a lot of people on the card, on the some of the judging cards, had Israel in the not in the lead. Israel apparently won the first 2 rounds.
Okay.
And Jan won the Jan won the 3rd and 4th round. Thank you. Sorry. The 3rd and 4th round.
2.5 seasons?
I don't know what that was. I that's how I sleep. It's strange. No, so the first 2 rounds went to Israel. The second 2 rounds went to Jan. No, I'm sorry, not even. Oh yeah, it did. Because then the last round, that takedown is what secured the win for Jan.
Okay, so it was close, but yeah, man. I thought it was really interesting too because, and maybe it's just the people he fights, like the personalities he fights. But he seemed real humble, and he didn't seem too distraught about the loss. He was talking about how the other guy was a champion, and he won like a champion, and bigging him up. So I just thought that was interesting. That was interesting. There's a lot of surprises with this event.
Now here's the other thing. Did you catch that other championship bout between the lightweight division, not the lightweight, I think it was the featherweight, that other division, division that's not as important.
Nah, if I didn't know their names, I probably wouldn't watch it.
Okay, so those two guys in that picture, right? Those two guys in the back. You have Aliman Sterling right here, and then you have Jan, hard to pronounce last name, over here, right? Mm-hmm. And apparently, the fight was going back and forth, and during the last round, Sterling, the black guy, was on one knee. What happens is, if there's a fighter on one knee, you are not allowed to kick them, right? He gets down on one knee, and the guy in the other guy's corner yelled out to strike, and he kneed him in the face. Ooh. That was an illegal blow, right? So then the controversy comes in where the referee is trying to see if he's okay. He starts off, a little hazy, acting like he was, well, not acting like, but he was, he was out of it. And usually when a fighter is concussed, right, because he won that fight by disqualification. And strangely, the belt changed hands. He is now the champion off of a disqualification, right? And he was very incoherent. He was very dazed. He was advised to go straight to the hospital to get looked at, but he insisted on staying for the after-fight interview. He was like, "No, man, I didn't want to win like this. I didn't want to win like this. This is not how I wanted it to go." Okay, cool. But then fast forward, he's taking pictures with the belt, smiling as if he won it and that he took it. He's taking pictures with some other fighter that he's trying to paint as his next opponent. And I'm like, wait a minute, you went from "this is not how I wanted to win this belt" to now you're standing there and you're parading the belt around and flexing for the cameras and posing against other fighters and saying, "Yeah, I'm the man." You can't. You won that belt off of disqualification, so you can't walk around and act like you the man.
I mean, like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, he didn't want to win,
but I won it though. Like, it's not. I don't make the rules.
No, it's funny though, because he when they put the belt around his waist at the end of the fight, he took it off and threw it on the floor because he's like, "I don't want the belt that way." And then only a few hours later, he's posing for pictures on the gram. And talking about how amazing he is. He's smiling.
He still has to get his photos in. I mean, he may not ever get that chance again.
Right. You're right. I had him losing the fight so far. Before that knee. So
let me ask you something. If we're playing pool and I'm beating your ass the entire game, and the second to last ball, I accidentally hit in that 8 ball.
So now here's the thing. I'm be like, "Yes, I won, yes." But I'm not gonna run around and be like, "Yeah, I beat his ass. I whooped that man."
I will. I will. That's part of the skill. I mean, out of one game, you definitely lost.
Right.
Oh man.
That's ridiculous.
He got to have some friends though. He definitely got some homeboys that's letting him know that it didn't go the way he was supposed to. Like, bro, that's a disqualification belt.
You gotta have
He's somewhere right now telling him, "If he ain't need me, I would have had his ass though." I'm telling you.
Like, sure there, buddy.
Real.
I was just waiting to get up. I was just taking a break.
Yeah, I was doing the rope-a-dope. I was letting you
around trying to do my Kaepernick, supporting my people. You know, I'm going with a knee.
All right, so Danger, talk to us about making us wonder. That's the name of the topic, from what I understand.
Man, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I keep forgetting to bring it up, man. I wanted to share this with somebody so somebody can help me process this and see if they got the same thought process. You ever wonder how animals never try to get into the healthy stuff? Like rats, right? Rats like peanut butter, rats like cheese. You know what I mean? But you'll never see a rat like digging on some lettuce. You know what I mean? You don't ever see that. You never see pigeons flock down. They'll flock down to get a French fry, but they don't ever flock down and pick up like an old Brussels sprout, something like that, right? None of that. Roaches, right? Roaches eat almost anything, including, this is a fact, cardboard. Right? Cardboard. I ain't never turned on a light in my life and see a roach sitting on like some leftover tomatoes I had sitting out or some cucumbers.
So where are we going with this?
I'm just saying, man, I believe in eating healthy and all that stuff, man. I'm just saying, I think it's a little, it's suspicious that these animals that eat anything is not touching this stuff.
I mean, you got to look at it like this: if you home, and you decide to go to a restaurant, you're not going to order something that you have in your fridge. There's plenty of roughage outside. Plenty of plates and shit to eat on outside. They don't want that shit. They want the shit that you paid for, that you accidentally dropped or threw away.
See, that makes sense. That makes sense. See, plenty of grass out there, but not a lot of cheeseburgers.
Ain't a lot of French fries. Ain't a lot of cheese. Ain't no peanut butter on traps. That's not exciting.
All right, so tell us about this Girl Scout situation. I'm very curious as to what this is about.
Oh yeah, I figured I was gonna enjoy this.
As a matter of fact, I want you to look at the title and you tell me what you think of this topic.
Okay. It sounds like a mystical rhyme.
Hey, that's the Holy Trinity. Mine is age-appropriate Girl Scouts would make that the Holy Trinity. Let me clarify.
There we go.
So this is funny because this is actually something that I experienced firsthand. Okay, experienced this firsthand. So it's part reality, part of story I heard, and it kind of connect the dots about what's going on. So the Girl Scouts of America, Girl Scouts do. They sling them cookies. They about that business, right? They be out there on them streets, right? So normally they be outside of like public, CVS, sometimes at your church, your job, right? Last week I had a hankering for some Hooters wings. So I put in an order and I went to go pick them up. Right? Park the car, walking in, about to go get some Hooters wings, check out some stuff while I'm there, right?
Check out some stuff.
All of a sudden I look up, I'm sitting there walking, I look up, and this Girl Scout is there with her little table. Telling some, hey, would you like to buy some cookies? And I'm just like, I ain't come here for no cookies. Like
those kind of things.
Right? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get you on the way out. We're about to go get the food, right? But then on the way out, I was like, I felt kind of guilty. I was just like, I'm sitting here at Hooters, which is a fine family establishment. We all know that. But I was just like, I felt obligated to buy the cookies because of what the establishment is known for. So she got me $5.
And you know how to get you, right?
Stick up stuff, $5. Okay.
You know how they get you though, because you'll go to a Publix, you go to one entrance, but there's really no way of escaping them because they're at both entrances and they're sitting there with their parents as well. So it's like, dang. Even if you try, what I do, because first of all, I don't really walk around with cash like that. I think nowadays, now they have the scanners where they could accept card payments. But around that time, they were only accepting cash. So what I would normally do, I would act like I'm on the phone. and I'd have an imaginary conversation out loud, and I'm looking down and I'm walking forward briskly with a purpose. So they can clearly see, hey, that guy, let's not talk to him right now because he's busy, he's distracted, he's kind of in a rush, right? That's kind of a tactic that I've used.
I'll tell him, I'll walk past him and say, they ask me if I want something. I say, wait, I don't have any change on me right now. Wait till I come out. And then I come out and I just ignore him and keep going.
Yo,
I didn't know there was ways to avoid them. I thought you needed to like have R. Kelly come out the store with you. I want a cookie. Like I want.
Oh man! Now you got to do man. If they don't get me before I go into the store, you give me enough time in that store to think about a plan. Yeah, it ain't happening.
I appreciate y'all because I did not expect this to turn into how can you curb the Girl Scouts of America.
You gotta figure it out now.
Instead of just saying
now you just tell them social distancing. Social distancing. COVID. You got an online store?
Man,
yeah.
I'm doing GQ's move now. I got to do this. I'm gonna add something and talk about something very uncomfortable out loud. Yes. Too. That'll add on to it. But, what the fuck you mean that's not my baby? Go on the way right now.
You're like, wait a minute. You're like, wait a minute, bro. Question. Listen, what do you mean my herpes medication is delayed? What are you talking about? Something crazy like that.
Positive.
So wild, man.
Oh god,
that's what happened, man. And funny thing is, after that, the next day I heard on the radio there was a story about some Girl Scouts that was outside of a weed shop. And Girl Scouts of America heard about it and was like, no, you can't set up shop there no more.
Why not? That's perfect.
Right?
Okay.
From a business sense,
marketing.
It makes perfect sense.
Perfect.
But
you go into the dispensary, you get some Girl Scout cookies, and you come out and you get some Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, for those viewers who don't know, Girl Scout cookies is a type of weed. It's a type of strand of weed.
Very lovely. It's nice.
It went over somebody's head out there.
Yeah.
Get them inside, and then they're gonna come back and get them. It's good. They inside the place too.
It's 24% THC.
So now let me ask you this: did any of you guys happen to catch the NBA All-Star game?
The all-in-one, yeah, yep,
yeah. So Danger, can you fill us in on why the dunk contest is officially dead? Can you please talk to us about that?
Let me get my notes, man. Where do I start? Where are we going to start? I don't mind the fact that it was done during halftime.
Are we only talking about the dunk contest specifically? Or are we talking about the entire event?
We could talk about the whole
thing. Focusing on the dunk contest and how trash it was.
It was okay. It was super trash. I mean, we could talk about all of it, but my focus was really the dunk contest.
That's fine. We can just talk about the dunk contest.
Just because. Let's see where to start. Dunk contest. Rigged. Let's start with rigged.
Every year?
You know what? I understand people got their favorites, and that's one thing. But there were no favorites in this one. Nobody knew any of these dudes, right? I mean, Toppin maybe because he's a top 5 NBA draft pick. But even so, you're like, he hasn't done anything. You don't really know him like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Right? You like that? Yeah, it's kind of hard. I had to find the guy with the Nets jersey, too, to add in.
That's messed up.
But, yeah, so none of these guys are really well known. So we don't really have favorites, right? But the dude who actually won was Anthony Simons, the Trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
You know that the Trailblazers had never had anybody win dunk contest ever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All of a sudden, he wins. Okay, I'm going to start there. I think that's what a coincidence that they've never had one and then they get one. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's start with that.
Yeah. Well, was that brought up? Was that brought up in some of the pre-talk?
About how it being rigged?
About how they never won and then all of a sudden they conveniently win? Yeah, so it's rigged.
No, they didn't talk about how convenient it was, but they did mention that the Trailblazers had never had anyone who won the dunk contest.
That's a perfect setup for them to win.
All right.
saying. And they said it after the fact. They didn't say it beforehand, just in case people it was too close to comfort. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So let's start there. Then let's go to the actual dunks. Let's go to the actual dunks.
Okay.
So I watched it, and the hardest thing about the dunk contest, right? What would you say the hardest, the one thing that you need for the dunk contest to win?
You need to make the dunk
on the first try.
Okay, those are good. Those are good. Mitch, you got anything, man? You want to throw some air? Anything you need?
Be able to dunk.
That's a good one.
That's a skill. That is a skill.
I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see someone be in the dunk contest who can't dunk, who just happened to get in because they were a good player. And they're like, we just assume. We never seen it, but we assume he can. I can't wait.
Put the trampoline down. Put it down for the mascot.
Yo. Oh man. And the other thing is creativity, right? Because you see kind of the same thing. See any creativity.
Right.
This is non-biased. Despite the hat, I just put the hat on to prove a point. This is non-biased. And you guys, if you saw any of the highlights, let me know if I'm telling the truth. Obi Toppin by far had the most creative dunk. He only had one real creative dunk, but that one alone should have been perfect. Even if he lost, that one dunk should have been 50 because I've never seen that before.
I'm not giving that to you because Cassius Stanley had a better dunk.
No, he did. So
between the legs with the windmill.
So that's not new, bro. That's not new. They showed after he did it. They showed the person he was emulating. Was that McGrady? No, what's the name? Simons did McGrady. Yeah, he didn't even do it well. He didn't even execute it well. But what's the name did execute. The dude from the Pacers had a perfect dunk. Like his execution was flawless.
Right.
And I give him credit for that. It just wasn't unique, but it was flawless. Obi Toppin's was unique. And he did it on the first try. But he didn't get a 50? But he didn't get a 50. Okay. All right. So if Obi Toppin doesn't if Obi Toppin doesn't deserve to win, I'm okay with that.
He's a
telling me that Simons jumps in the air.
That's what it is?
Yeah. He doesn't deserve
because he's a Nick.
And that's also part of the fact that it's rigged. They don't want to see the Knicks come up. Everybody's talking about the Nets. It's a political hack job. I wasn't going to say nothing until B brought it up. But yeah, it's also a political hack job because of that. But yeah, so if he didn't win, though, Simon shouldn't have won, bro. I think that stuff is so cheesy, though. He went ahead and put Tracy McGrady's jersey on. We doing that like the Superman kid? That
Simon's dunk. It was impressive. Okay, so if you didn't get a chance to watch it, Simon's dunk, it was basically he jumped up high enough to where if he wanted to kiss the rim, he could have literally kissed the rim.
He should have fucking kissed the rim. I would have given him credit for that.
Nigga, it's COVID. Everybody putting their fucking mouth on the rim.
Listen,
and then he would have fucked his whole teeth up. Like, that shit was all gone.
Listen, that's a true champion. A true champion. All for sure.
He got up high enough. It was lip level, and he blew a kiss to the rim.
So this is the thing, right? I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, you know what? Where have I seen that before? And you know where I saw that before? Dwight Howard.
When he blew the candle out.
Dwight Howard. We blew the candle out. Dwight Howard had one where he put it on top, dropped it, and then brought it out. He dropped it from the top. He had it on top. So I've seen. So it wasn't like amazing.
It was about the height. It was the fact that he got past eye level with the rim.
So check me out, man. Check me out. So we doing a dunk contest, right? And you're saying because he can jump high, he should win the dunk contest.
Nigga. That's like that's not fair.
Oh no, it's not because he can jump high.
So you take
because he put the ball there and he jumped high.
So you're taking away Dominique Wilkins' dunk and Michael Jordan's dunk from the free throw line.
Right. Okay. So it's not about jumping high though. That's about being able to jump long enough, having the ups and the momentum to stretch.
But
to the hoop. It's not a straight vertical jump, my dude.
It wasn't a straight vertical jump either, but still.
It wasn't a straight vertical jump.
It was a vertical jump.
Where did he launch from? Where did Simons launch from? Did he launch from the 3-point line?
No.
Or did he launch? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask this one question. I'm gonna be done with it. You think Simons deserved to win it?
Do I think he deserved to win it? For what it was, I wasn't mad at it. I don't think anybody deserved to win it, honestly.
So I'm just gonna say this last thing. After the last thing I said was gonna be the last thing. Obi Toppin ran to the basket with the ball. He bounced the ball between his legs and then pulled it up for a dunk. Bounced it up between the legs. He's jumping while he's bouncing the ball at the same time.
So he's jumping as the ball is going down,
right,
and then back up to catch it. So you have to calculate bouncing the ball hard enough for it to meet you in the air to slam it into the rim
on the first time, but he didn't get a perfect
first try. That's a lot.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You can't throw the Nick excuse on everything.
Why not? It works.
See, because he's a hater. I just want to point that out for y'all. For y'all who don't know this dynamic with the Heat fan and BarZ and me, I'm a realist. I keep it real. And then BarZ is just a hater. You know what I mean?
We're number 4 in the East. That's all that matters.
Next time. You're number 4 in the East this week. Last week, we were number 4 in the East. Okay? Next week, it's going to go back and forth. We're going to be back at number 4. Okay? So one of us can figure out how to win 2 games in a row.
Yo, so since we're on the topic of haters, I thought this was actually quite interesting.
Oh, man.
Danger, please elaborate on this. I thought this was interesting.
Yo.
Because you would never think.
Yeah, man. So it's something that is like most racism, it's subtle. Right? It's subtle. It's not really in your face racism. Recently, through the last presidential administration, we've seen more in your face racism, but there's still a lot of, conservative racism, below the radar racism, right? So I didn't notice it at first. It took a couple of instances before I realized, hey, this might be an actual problem. So one day we were sitting there trying to watch a movie on Netflix, and I'm trying to think of the movie. I'm gonna try to pull it up, but there's a couple of different movies and shows. This movie happened to be a Black movie. It was a Black cast, Black director, and I put it on my list. Me and the missus was gonna watch it together, and I was like, all right, cool. Had it on the list. Let's go watch it. Press play. I'm sorry, there's an error. There's an error. All right, let me go back. All right, let's go back and go and get it.
Don't tell me you played another movie that was primarily Caucasian and it played perfectly. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Literally, no cap. Literally, this has happened 4 to 5 times. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say 4 times. What's the movie that's out right now, man? The one with the one with what's the name? Zendaya?
Malcolm
Marie.
That's the last one. Elle pulled it up just to kind of start to see if she wanted to watch it. Error message. It only happens on these films.
I don't know. Netflix might have saved you on that one. Netflix might have been looking out for you and y'all relationship.
No, I was already going to the back room. I already told her.
He was like, Netflix was like, nah, you don't want her to watch this.
Yeah, we respect your relationship.
Right.
So we're not going to let you watch
it. You know what? It happened on what's the name too? Was it Ma Rainey's Black Bottom? It happened on that one.
Okay. I mean, look at the title. Of course, Netflix wasn't going to allow it to play.
Listen, if Netflix isn't racist, then the algorithm might. Okay, the algorithm might be racist. It might have some flawed programming. I thought that was real unique.
It's possible. I thought we were going to talk about how they try to keep all the Black people from coming up and sharing their passwords and stuff. I mean, that's
they're
economic choice by the Black community. We trying to help each other out, and y'all trying to keep us down, which is $9.99 fees,
and it's only going to get higher.
It shouldn't. If we can't share passwords, why am I paying extra money?
Yeah, that is a point. That is a point.
Yeah, we'll definitely
share the wealth.
All right. So, BarZ, I think you might get triggered off of this topic that Danger also selected. I'm going to pull up the photo first. And Danger, why don't you fill us in on what this is supposed to represent?
Why am I gonna get triggered by somebody sleeping on a bench? I don't understand. What you trying to say, G?
No, not me, not me. Danger, would you like to elaborate on our beautiful city of Miami, what they could be experiencing?
Yeah. So story came out, Miami Herald, all the cutting edge news down there in Miami-Dade County, story came out, man, like it's not. So I don't want to say it's. So we know that gentrification is happening here in South Florida, not just in Miami, but all over. But it's especially, I think, startling in Miami because they're doing stuff like Overtown now and places that they normally wouldn't touch, that mostly, Black and brown and, kind of ran down. But they're doing a lot in Dade County. And we kind of talked about this for years about how they're gentrifying these different places. Well, in the process of doing that, I don't want to say that they're expediting it, but they've decided that they're coming up with a plan to get rid of the homeless people. So you know how you go down there, down by the arena, how they got homeless set up. They got tents and a couple blocks away. They got they're set up at parks and stuff. They usually have tents. They got their carts. They got they makeshift street houses. And the city is coming in and actually like real stuff, vagrancy laws. Hey, you guys got to get the fuck out of here.
Moving them off the sidewalks and shit like that.
Yeah, without actually having anything in place. And I get progress. I get developing. You guys are trying to make new houses and stuff and clean stuff up. But you got to have a place for people. Even if you're going to do like a park, if you have a park that you don't really use, it's all grass, let that be the tent city. Let that be the tent city. Let them have some place that they could actually just be, instead of just being like, well, you don't have to leave, but you got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's kind of cold.
Yeah, man. And part of it too is like, there's a second article that talked about how one of the developers is actually giving the city a couple of $1 million because of the efforts, which I feel is kind of like PR money. You know what I mean? Like, we're not the big bad developer trying to, kick people out of their homes or kick them off the streets. Right. We're here to help. And here's $1 million to help with those efforts. And also bring that up to put pressure on Dade County, because the fact that they're getting something like $1.42 million, let's see what happens. Let's see if they're building homeless shelters. Let's see if they're building not even homeless shelters, just affordable living. Because it's not even just like these developments are going to be for regular, everyday working class people. These are going to be luxury apartments and then homes that are in the upper $300,000 that normal everyday working class people around that area not going to be able to afford. So we'll see what they do with it. But yeah, man.
Yeah,
that works into our next one too.
And I'm not sure why I was going to trigger BarZ. Gee, I
thought you were going to roast how Miami is.
Guys, I'm a fan of the heat. I live in Lauderdale. All day, so I just real fine.
Fair enough. So now, what's the update on the Texas snowstorm, Danger?
Oh yeah, this is real quick. I think we kind of probably could have expected this. So the utility company that was responsible for providing the utility services to those people out there in Texas when they had that awful snowstorm and pipes was freezing and stuff, filed for bankruptcy. Like 4 or 5 days after we had the podcast, filed for bankruptcy because of all the lawsuits. So
we're the new whistleblowers.
Well then, okay. Doing the good work.
Yeah, hopefully people in Texas are doing better. You guys are making it through for sure.
Definitely. Now what about this this gratitude topic?
Oh yes. Think about this for the last couple of weeks, man. What does it mean to be grateful? All right. Right now we're going through a pandemic. There's a lot of people going through rough times. Mental health is a challenge. More so speaking about the economics, right? A lot of people out of work. It's tough times. Right. Talking to a friend of mine, man, a friend of mine working at this job, started off good, over time, not so good. And he's sitting there like, damn, man, you know, I feel bad. People out here, you know, out of work, you know, depending on these stimulus checks. And, I'm not in that situation. I'm not hurting, man, but, you know, I don't like my job. You know what I mean? And he's like, I feel bad for think about that though, because at least I got a job, at least I'm working. And I was like, yeah, I get it. You know, I get it. You're grateful to have a job, but you still want a better job. And it just made me think about gratefulness. You know what I mean? I was talking to us about my boy Bullet, and we was talking about how typically this is kind of seems to be the case, right? Where guy gets married, right? Guy has kids, he has a beautiful wife, he has good kids, he has a decent job, he has a home. He had to get the minivan instead of getting the sports car because of the kids, and he's made all these sacrifices. And I thought about the fact that these are all good things, right? This person is blessed with all these things. But is it bad that he wants more? Is it bad that he wants the sports car? Is it bad that he wants the jet ski? So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up for thought about, gratefulness and is it bad to want more?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I feel everybody is in a different place in their life when it comes to their walk. And once again, everybody's situation is different. What could be super stressful for one person may be no big deal to the next. And people have different desires based on whatever they're personally going through at the time. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, and they say if you accomplish something and you don't want more for yourself after you've made that accomplishment, then you're just stagnant.
Right.
And I apply that as well. I feel like there's nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself once you've gained what you gained, regardless of what the situation is. Like G says, everybody's life is different. Everybody has different expectations for themselves. So yeah, I mean, as long as you show humbleness and you're kind to people and you treat people with respect and all of that type of stuff, then no issue.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So now Danger presented a very, very interesting scenario that I would definitely like to see our thoughts on. I'm going to bring up a picture.
Okay.
And it's a very, very nice photo of this very nice house. Now, what is the scenario that coincides with this beautiful house, Sir Danger?
So this is another thought that I had because I started realizing. So I enjoy YouTube, man. YouTube is definitely like my second TV, sometimes my primary TV. And
you ain't lying.
Right. So I started watching. I follow like a lot of people, a lot of comedy troupes and stuff like that I like. And I noticed certain things. I noticed like in one of the skits that they had, they were like in a living room. And then the person they were calling was like in another room, but I noticed like it was the same trim. And I realized like they were in the same house. Right? The house was nice. Don't get me wrong. The house was nice for sure. They had their personal stuff up, so it doesn't look like it was a rental. It looked like the house that they own. Yeah. And it kind of threw me like a little bit, because like they're adults, like in their mid-20s, and like exactly. So my thing was this, right? Would you be cool with like dating somebody if they had roommates, right? So like most of us, like we're in our early 30s, right? And you found a woman and you was like, okay, she's cool. And you went to her house and you realized like she had like 4 roommates, right? But the house is dope. The house is dope. Mm-hmm. But she also has like 4 roommates. Nobody from Cali, Mitch, you from California, bro?
No, I'm North Carolina.
Okay, cool. Because California niggas just be like, yeah, that's normal. That's life. I'm married and we got roommates. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for everybody else, yeah, what y'all think about that? And I'm sorry, and no intention of leaving, too. I want to add that caveat. It's not like it's temporary. If no intention of leaving.
Oh, so they don't. So while you're dating, they're not planning on leaving the house.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I feel like this is where the double standard, the reverse double standard, comes into play, right? For us guys, we run into this scenario more often than none, as far as meeting a female and finding out, she has her own place, or maybe not her own place, has a roommate, things like that. That's common. It's common for females to kind of, link up together and have roommates and stuff like that. I think if it's reversed, for a woman to find a man and for a man to live on his own per se in a nice house, but find out, oh, you share that house with 3 other men or 3 other people, then that says something about your financial status. They'll look at it as if, oh, well, then you must be broke or something. You can't. All this not yours. Like, this whole thing is not yours. You got to split this between 4 other people, shit like that. So I mean, basically, that's it, really.
Yeah, no, that's accurate. Everything you said is accurate. We would be frowned upon for having so many roommates, but the ladies, they don't get that same type of insult if they're in the same situation.
Right.
So I don't know. It'll be kind of weird because if they had no intention of leaving, now I got to move in with you, with all these other people here.
I mean, yeah. Now, also in reverse, it's a double standard thing. The woman not wanting to leave is one thing, because I mean, you propose, you guys get engaged, or you guys get serious enough, she'll follow. Now, if it's the guy who don't want to leave, and that's where there's an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want to stay with your boys.
Right.
You just want to live with your boys. Immature, y'all gonna stay here and play PlayStation the rest of your life. What about having kids and family?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's problematic.
Yeah. So let me ask you something, right? So with that same scenario, you meet a chick, you find out she has some bread, but she's splitting this house or whatever, but she has bread, versus a chick who is splitting a house but doesn't have bread. I mean, which would be more appealing to you? Or it doesn't matter as a man?
So the options was she has no bread but stays in a nice crib
with roommates, versus having bread but stays in a nice crib with roommates. I mean, does it matter?
So, like in one instance, she has no bread, but
she has no bread but a nice house.
I mean, she obviously has enough to pay for her rent and stuff like that. But she has no like extra like spending. Like when I say she got bread, like she has spending money or whatever like that. I would say for guys, if we're splitting the household costs, then our bank accounts.
If she has enough,
decent.
If she has enough to maintain herself, I think that's all I would really need.
With roommates,
because then when we get together, it's just going to be helping each other out.
All right.
Yeah, half of that rent in that house though a little bit different than half of that mortgage.
You gotta think it'd probably be easier to please that girl that had less bread though.
Yeah, that's true.
Take you out, let's go get Burger King. You've been eating McDonald's this whole time. That's fancy now. Now you're getting a Whopper and we happy. I think
it might be.
That's something to think about. But that's one of those things where you got to know those details.
From a cheeseburger to an all-out Impossible Whopper. Oh my goodness!
No meat. You said you've been wanting to go vegan. Here we go. Can't do it with you. I got a Whopper. I can't do it with you.
No, man. Hey, look. I respect the vegan community. I just can't see myself doing it because it's too difficult for me. I can't.
I tried.
Because you already, to go that long without like red meats and stuff like that, like I already feel different. I feel weaker, and I don't know, man. It's not for me. Matter of fact, the vegans and the vegetarians, like they are. I have to give them props. They're very strong and they're very disciplined for them to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we got a comment.
Yeah,
I'm eating number one with cheese cut in half. That's hilarious.
Oh,
okay, so now we're gonna start treading into territory of before we go into BarZ's selections, I think Danger had one that he would like to talk about that I'm going to pull up the picture for right here. Boom. Tell us what we are looking at, Danger.
you're muted.
So, do you guys want to guess what we're looking at here?
Nivea cheer team.
Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah, accurate. There it goes. Yeah.
What's going on?
So came across the story, man. Big fan of sports, right? Especially now the NFL offseason, checking the ESPN app all the time, right? Checking all the stories that's come up to see if there's anything that piques my specific interest. And I came across this one, and I wasn't sure if this was a joke or not. So I wanted to bring it up to the team. So the Washington football team has been going through a lot of changes. They were formerly known as the Washington Redskins. And because we're in this time of political correctness, and I don't mean in a bad way, there's some things that should be changed, and there's some things that may not need to be touched. The Washington Redskins needed to be touched. Okay, no pun intended.
Yeah, I was just about to say, what do you mean?
So they definitely needed to change, and they haven't picked a new name. So for the time being and going forward, they're going to be known as just the Washington football team. So I was like, okay, seems like they were making some positive changes. Great, cool. We should have been done. I think. But a story comes out that says the Washington football team is going to be replacing the female cheerleaders with the male dance team instead. Now, it didn't dawn on me until right now why that is. And I'll share why I think they made the decision. But first, I'm going to get your take on this. They're getting rid of the female cheerleaders, and they have a male dance team. So it's halftime. Male dance team.
Why the fuck are we watching a halftime show full of men with pom poms? Yo, this looks like a fire team pep rally or some shit. What's happening?
Oh, God.
Is it Nivea makeup line or something? Am I thinking something?
Soap, shampoos, they might do makeup too. Yeah. So this is not the actual picture. This is not the actual picture. The actual dance team may or may not have pom-poms. I can't confirm or deny those details. They definitely won't have Nivea shirts on, but they will be all men. This is what their facial expressions will look like.
I mean, if you wanted to add this, why get rid of the cheerleaders? That's the only thing I don't get. Like that helps the game. It helps the men that come and watch. It helps. It's like being on the football team in high school. That was part of why you showed off on the field. You wanted to. I'm gonna show up. I trust this knee.
It gave you extra motivation.
Sir,
yeah, testosterone started bumping.
You are sadly living in before time, sir. This is 2021 where everything is gender fluid. We can't just have female cheerleaders. That's sexist. We got to have guys too. There are gay people in our audience. We have to please their eye as well while fucking up the eye of the straight man. Okay, let's go.
The man on the sidelines going, so you gonna hit that nigga for me, bro? You go.
No, sorry.
Yeah, that's disturbing.
That'll be when I go to the concession stand, and I won't be getting a hot dog either because that's just all bad.
Well, I mean, And even if you do get a hot dog, you know, we wouldn't be judging you because, you know, we live in the year 2021.
Yeah, of course.
No judgment here.
I appreciate it, but I doubt it. If I was going to be judged anywhere, it would be here.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Now let's jump into these video clips. Boy, I can't wait. Oh man. Hold on a second. I'm not really gonna pull them in any particular order. I hope that doesn't matter to you.
I mean, you know, hey, go for it, man. Whatever you want to do.
All right, so let's dig in here because you know WTFs are always fun, right? We always end up seeing something in mainstream that makes us go, why? Right? So let's start off with this one.
Ah. Oh. That's why he bald.
What?
Yo, look how ashy that nigga is, though.
What?
All right.
What? I wasn't expecting that.
Listen.
I just want to let you guys know, everybody that's watching, I need to let you guys know that BarZ specifically told me not to watch any of these video clips ahead of time. So whatever I end up playing, I have not watched. So what with the shock that you're seeing on the screen is completely genuine. I did not expect to see this.
Yeah, I appreciate that, G. Thank you. Why the fuck is this man bathing in this cow piss? Or what? That's a cow. That is a cow, right? Cow.
I would think so.
Oh, cow.
And then also, is that piss? Because the way that shit is coming out,
So I want to say two things, right? I want to say two things. I'm gonna feel bad for the second. Thing, but the first thing is shame on you, BarZ. Shame on you. That's the type of American privilege that's the problem with the world. Okay, not everybody has access to fresh water, streams to bathe in, brother. And second thing is, with how much pee is coming out, is there
That's what I was going to say. Look at its tail. Like, is it a faucet? Can you turn it and
that's
it'll turn off?
Like, are we sure that's pee? We should have SP.
So
and you
bad,
telling me there wasn't a bacteria infected stream nearby that you could have been safer in just to clean yourself up a little bit? Oh, God. And why is he washing his hair?
I'm not gonna lie. This might be a sex thing. Just throwing it out there. I'm not judging, man. Each zone.
Hey, whatever.
Sometimes people need more than a 5-minute golden shower.
5-minute golden shower.
But yo, the end of it, he wiped it off and threw his hand like he was disgusted with what he had just doused himself in.
Yeah.
Brother.
That's why I gotta be careful with drinking games you playing with people.
Oh, man, look. All right, so here's another one. Once again, BarZ.
What am I seeing right now?
He snapped off his wait. Did he just snap off his pinky?
Would you like to rewind it? You can rewind it if you want to.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
That's the pinky? Yeah.
Oh, his pinky is gone?
Snatched it off.
Yes.
Snatched.
That horse is going by fast.
Yo, it looked like it took the pinky and the ring finger.
Oh,
There's the ring finger too?
It looked like. Why the fuck are you not wearing gloves?
I think he is wearing gloves.
He wasn't. He was not
wearing gloves in a situation like this.
His left hand is. Just buy 2 gloves, bro. Buy 2 gloves.
Why did he do his hand like it didn't hurt? Like, God.
Yeah, you looked at it all.
Like got a paper cut or something. Like, damn it, again.
That was a clean cut. Good
Lord. He probably had, for real, he probably had no pain with how clean the cut was, though. Like,
wow. Okay.
Oh, burning, probably casterized and everything.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Oh man.
So I came across one. I don't think it was you that shared this one, BarZ, but I think I came across this one because I thought this was rather disturbing. Tell me what you see, right? This is the locker room.
Okay, G.
But wait.
That's not Gorilla Glue spray, is it?
I'm not surprised, man, but it's like, okay, I don't want to see how they make my burgers at McDonald's. I don't want to know how the Gordita Crunch is made in Taco Bell. Just wrap my shit up and hand it to me out the window and let me go about my business.
Oh, God. All right. Last but not least, Kirk Franklin.
Okay, if you think I'm ready for this paper, let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts getting disrespected, you need to get your skinny motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. Because I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old.
What's up?
I will punch your neck, nigga. Don't you ever disrespect me. I did it.
So for those of you that are wondering what's going on, Kirk Franklin,
AKA Ply, baby.
just unloaded a expletive-filled rant at his son, I believe.
Yo,
that was his son?
Yeah. Yeah. Yo.
I'm mad at his son.
I'm not. I needed that. I needed that. Yo, that would fit good on a song. I wasn't even mad at that. It sounded so good. Like the end of Hit 'Em Up when Pop just started talking.
Yo, he caught. Yo, it was like someone said it sounded like Kirk Franklin was preaching, and as soon as he caught the Holy Ghost, I will break your neck, nigga.
Don't you ever disrespect me?
Can we hold on? Can we play that one more time?
Please.
Hold on, let me run it back.
Oh man.
If you think I'm ready for this paper, let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts getting disrespected, you need to get your skinny motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. Because I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old.
What's up?
I will punch your neck, nigga. Don't you ever disrespect me. I did it.
So that's not Kirk Franklin. This is a spook. Who that is? That's Pinky.
He just hung up the phone.
That's who that is.
I'll break your neck. Is that a threat?
Yes, that's it might be a promise. The way he said it, yeah, that's a promise.
Don't you ever disrespect me. It was like he was doing a underground gospel song with some curse words in it.
Yo, but how he started,
Book of Revelation, I will break my foot in you.
he started it so calm. He was like, "Oh, I'm being disrespectful. Well, let me say this: you bitch ass nigga."
Oh God! What happened? What did he do?
I don't know. I don't know what took place there.
What did your child do to get you to the point where you, like a nigga on the street, nigga, I'll break your neck? Who you think you talking to?
Yo, Kirk Franklin a real nigga. We finding out about like celebrities. We be like, oh, they got this image. He a real nigga. He's been a real nigga for a while since that pornography thing. You're like, oh, he's a real person. He's not like he's a real person. But my thing is, I'm guessing since his son was recording it, this is not just how they talk to each other. It's not just like a friendly banter. Like, what up, my nigga? This is something else. Definitely not the first time. He seemed very familiar with this language with his son. His son was like trying to act surprised. Shut the fuck up.
And then the funny thing is, Kurt Franklin issued an apology, right? He never apologized to his son. He apologized to us.
Yes,
he apologized because
he's like, I'm sorry y'all saw it.
Right.
I'm sorry y'all saw that, but I teach my son a lesson.
I'm sorry I had to see that, but I had to let that nigga know.
Glory. All right, look. Don't make me clap my hands and stomp my fucking yoke. All right.
Oh man.
All right, so now we're at the favorite part of the show. We're at the very end, so of course we got to close out with a bang. So here it is. I would like to point out BarZ is rubbing his hands together, so I am terrified right now. All right, choose from what number to what number?
Well, guys, I had to improvise a little bit because I wasn't expecting us to have a guest, but
okay,
I made room. Miss Savage, I will include you in this, so you will not feel left out, my brother.
All right.
We got numbers 1 through 4.
3.
Okay.
2.
Okay.
4.
Damn it.
That means I won.
All right. GQ. You pick number 3, sir?
Yes, sir.
Would you rather have your girl give you head, spit it back in your mouth, or your girl put her finger in your ass and put that finger in your mouth? Which one? Look at Mitch's face.
Bro, why are these so extreme? Bro, these got really extreme real quick.
You jumped out there too, brother. I mean,
oh good Lord. I thought with me being quick, I would get. Oh God. All right. Well,
would you like me to repeat it?
You gonna get something?
No, thank you.
Probably help.
I'm gonna say this with the utmost disgust.
You gotta lick your lips when you say it.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna go with choice number 1. Oh God.
Which was what?
First one, the one that doesn't include any booty play.
Oh! So your girl giving you head.
So baby,
because at the very end of the day, at least I'm getting some head out of it. I'm not getting a finger in my butt.
And a boo-boo finger in your mouth.
Exactly.
Finger in your butt and a finger in your mouth.
That's my reason.
I have to respect it, sir. I have to respect it.
He said, "Throw baby." I want to share them with you.
Oh man, danger.
Oh man,
you picked number 4.
Yeah,
you did. All right. I think you might have got the lighter one.
Pretty sure I did.
Would you rather be with a woman who has had over 10 failed marriages versus being with a woman who has 10 children by multiple fathers?
Bro, this is so easy. I don't have to think about it. It's super easy.
Well,
the kids.
You taking the kids?
You taking the kids?
You know how to throw it back. 10 kids?
It's the niggas that believed in her.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Her throat game's probably trash, though, because, again, 10 kids.
They're not yours, so you're not obligated to take care of them.
All right. Play that weekend stepdad role.
All right.
Come hit me with the fun stuff.
All right. Sir Mitch.
Yes, sir.
You picked number 2, right?
Right.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I just want to say sorry ahead of time.
Here it goes.
Next time you want to come back on, you could always leave before this segment, but you guys leave 2 segments ahead, because if you get locked in if you're in the last like 2 segments.
So, Sir Miss Savage, let's see how much of a savage you are. Would you rather?
Crazy.
Would you rather have your own bodily waste fed to you through a straw, or have a chewable tablet that's too big to swallow? Good one, Glenn.
Wow, Glenn, that was a good one, Glenn.
Your bodily waste fed to you through a straw, or it could be put in chewable tablet form, but the tablet is too big to just swallow.
So you got to chew a lot.
You gotta chew. Have you ever chewed a tablet?
Like a brownie.
I probably.
It depends on what bodily waste. I mean, it could be a brownie.
I probably choose the straw because you didn't specify what bodily waste and you didn't specify how much. So I can literally do it. All right. Good.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll take it. I'll accept it. Usually I don't allow changes, but
there was no specifications. I didn't necessarily change anything.
You're right. You're too good.
One of G's people. Definitely.
Yeah, first try. You're too good.
Trying to jigsaw the situation.
All right, so I got number one. Number one for me is: would I rather? Would I rather make it rain in the poorest countries and ask for my money back, or
that's disrespectful,
be broke in the richest country and panhandle for scraps?
Wait, what are the options?
Would I rather make it rain in the poorest countries and ask for my money back, or be broke in the poorest country, in the richest countries, and panhandle for scraps?
Yo, this is gonna be simple. This is gonna be simple.
So what is your answer?
I don't beg, nigga. I don't beg. I'm gonna need all them ones back. Let me get that.
He's gonna do it with joy too. He's gonna do it with joy.
I will. I'll make it rain all day.
Make it rain and then pick it all back up.
Let them all get happy. Hey, I'm gonna need that back.
So he got the gun that shoots to make it rain, and then he has the rake to bring the money back.
Not even a rake. I got the gun and I got a net. It's not even gonna touch the floor. It won't even touch the floor.
Oh man.
Oh my
Beautifully
God.
done. Beautifully done.
And,
once again, man.
DQ, I want you to thank Ken for that wonderful topic of your question. For your hypothetical. I want you to thank
Who came up with that one?
Kendra. Baby girl.
Man. Yes.
Kudos.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Definitely much
once again, man, if you guys have any production services needs, those people is the group you need to see. We help with live streaming, pre-production, production, post-production, audio, flyers, whatever you need media-based. That's what Those People Entertainment does. Of course, we have a lot of big things coming. And of course, the entire show, I didn't even have this ticker running, but make sure you go to thosepeople.com/merch and get you some merch. Definitely get some stuff from there because we got sneakers, we got shirts, we got hoodies, we got all kinds of stuff that you would enjoy. Also, make sure you head over to the Raw Orange online store from our boy Soul Patch Adams. He does photography and artwork.
Amazing shot.
Brilliant artwork. Brilliant artistic individual. Check out his stuff and support him. And then, of course, your boy GQ of Those People got a Patreon that he's dropping some exclusive content on. I just dropped a new video on there. And BarZ, I definitely think you should check it out. Because this is a topic that I wanted to talk about, but I was like, you know what? This topic right here and the video clips that I'm going to show is way too hot for YouTube. So I'll put it on the Patreon.
You gotta get that
Anybody
Patreon.
who's fortunate enough to be a Patreon, go on there, check out the latest video. I actually have a teaser video that I would like to share before we close out. I promise it would be really quick. And you know what? With the way I do my teaser videos, you're probably going to be very upset with me because I tend to cut it off just before things get like really, really interesting, before you can even understand what the heck I'm going to be talking about. So let me give you this little teaser, and hopefully this teaser is enough to make you want to go and check out the video on Patreon by becoming an official Patreon. So
if you're not sure, check out the last episode.
Yes.
The
Here it is right here.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I have this thing called Dr. G and the Dr. GQ and the Professor of Common Sense. And this topic was very interesting that I definitely wanted to talk about. So here's the teaser. Enjoy. So for this Patreon exclusive episode, this one is specifically for my fellas. So ladies, if you would kindly,
I'm sure they're gonna.
now that they're gone, let's get started. Gentlemen.
Perfect.
See how it cut off?
Yeah.
If you want to know what I was talking about, you got to become a Patreon. Now, for special individuals, I may make some exceptions and send the private link to certain people. For example, Danger, I'm gonna hook you up with a little bit of a freebie. And of course, Mitch Savage, being such a gracious guest, you will also get a link to that video that is only available for Patreons. Hopefully, it entices you to become a Patreon to see some more of it. But I will be gifting you guys the private link of what that video is about.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate being able to get a copy of the content that is too risque for YouTube. Because
yes.
YouTube has.
I work for the school board. I gotta be careful with what the public really sees. So that's my reasoning. But yes,
when he gets angry, turns into Kirk Franklin.
But what you say now? So, hey man, once again, we appreciate all of your support. We're gonna be back in the next 2 weeks with some more great dope content. But as always, Danger.
Hey, keep supporting those people, because when you support those people, you support Y, you support O, you support you.
Yes, sir. And with that, we are out.
Deuces.